mean business. And they're slowly getting into place. And I'd like to see what Suppy's going to reinforce with behind this. Good to see. He's making some infestors, but another 44 brood Zerglings. It looks like he just doesn't have enough gas addicted to make the number of infestors he wants, but it's good to have those infestors. He might almost want to wait for them. He's just sending out those broodlords that are kind of naked. There is a small force of mutas behind, but they have to be careful with all these ghosts. It's a little engagement of back and forth cat and mouse here. The flanking, or the the kiting is taking place, and unfortunately the Zerg player doesn't have his scan, so he is kind of blind. When you look at his vision, he just doesn't see like the Terran player does, so he has to be careful, Addicted.
He does, man. Right now the superior positioning is for Suppy. He has a nice amount of units, man. I mean, all EMP goes on the Queen and Zerglings. It doesn't really do that much. I mean, the Queen still has quite a lot of energy. A lot of Bailings and Zerglings being waited there. Here comes the engagement. The Bruta's going in there. The Bailings going in there as well. The Zerglings trying to get a nice surround. So much fungal growth being thrown down on all those units, but the Ghosts still survive. They never escape Diamond. They survive for so long. But their job is to take down the Broodlords. The Broodlords are still alive on full HP, doing a ton of damage. All of the Vikings, apart from 2, are dead. And all of the Ghosts are still alive. And the supply, once again, QXC is favored. He is ahead. I don't know how he does it, man. He somehow loses all of his tanks and marines, but he's still ahead in supply. And he still ends up winning the engagement. And Suppy needs to figure something out. He's using the exact same unit composition as last game, and he's not winning it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what would be the perfect counter to these Ghosts. They are doing a wonderful job. As you said, they're like John McClane's. They're die-hard. They will not be deleted, but man, a sheer number of Zerglings running in, another fungal growth going down perfectly. These Ghosts are completely surrounded, but they will get picked up inside. Oh, these dropships better run before a fungal goes down, but there is not enough energy. There's a couple Corruptors flying around, but more Ghosts hitting the field. And at this point, like you said, as they did, QXC seems to be ahead in the supply count. Ooh, they're going to be going invisible. Perfect. You gotta love it. And I don't see any detection for Suppy, so these Ghosts are just going to wreak havoc and take claim of the middle of the map. But meanwhile, not far away, Suppy is mining. He's not afraid. He is lower in minerals, though. He has spent the reserves of his 3K. QXC will be going back. He has not managed to secure a 4th yet himself. Meanwhile, Suppy has got a 5th. So it's an interesting game. It was very close, and wow. Thank you everyone for joining us here at the California Open, and the qualifiers are going nicely.
Oh, you're damn right there, man. I mean, look at QXC. His harvester count is superior to Suppy's. He has 74 workers compared to the 65 of Suppy, and he has 7 mules. Do you know how much of a difference that is? That's crazy. He can mine the hell out of this new expansion. Look at all the mules he dropped on it. So we're going to see a hell amount of marines being pumped out. And oh man, this expansion even gets taken out, and QXC is just rolling through Suppy slowly but surely. Those Ghosts, man, they're making a hell of a lot of a difference. And I would love to see how the Ghosts are being used in TVZ after they get nerfed with that sniper ability, so that should be very interesting. But Suppy, his unit composition is good. I mean, Broodlord and Bester has always been strong, and with the backup for a lot of Zerglings, but it's just not working. I feel like he maybe make some ultras, make something else. I mean, if it's not working out, you need to change it up. And Suppy, he's probably asking himself the same question right now. What do I need? I use Balins, I use Zerglings, I use Broodlords and Infestors. It didn't work out. QXC is just so strong and solid.
Yeah, and what I'm asking myself is, why is Suppy on 5 bases and he's only at 135 supply? Meanwhile, QXC is completely reinforced. He's almost back at a max of 200. He's doing incredibly well. It seems like Suppy is just slowly getting strangled out here. His minerals are not that high. QXC, meanwhile, is banking 1,500. And he's got the center of the map, which is the most important factor for the Terran player. You can pretty much tell who's winning this game on Antigua Shipyard based on who has the middle of the map. I mean, Suppy does have a nice little Broodlord force, and he does have the Infestors to back it up. If he could get a good spread going on. Meanwhile, there's some good drops going on here by QXC. Looks like Suppy did have a few Banelings, but not enough. They're going to take out this hatchery here for Suppy, and QXC will just lift and drop, take it over to this other base, and it seems like there will be an answer here for Suppy. He will probably throw down a couple of fungals. Go ahead and get him. Yes, he has gone ahead and stopped the medevac. They are trapped. They will not be going anywhere, and that force will get taken out. But meanwhile, QXC still has the middle of the map addicted, and he will be taking a little Marine hit squad to go ahead and try to finish off this hatchery here for Suppy.
Well, that hit squad might look small, but it's free Marines, and free Marines, even if you see like one Marine goes out to take down that hatchery, you should still be worried. And those Marines now focusing on the spine cores, which is definitely the wrong thing to do. That hatchery might actually end up surviving. I don't think you're actually paying attention to this. I think he just A-moves with those Marines. Because right now we're seeing a massive engagement in the middle, that all those rulers moving into position, causing all those ghosts to back up, and that's a lot of ghosts. That's 15 ghosts, all of them laying down snipes. Look at all those rulers. They're getting transfused by the queens who are also in the fight, but that's not good enough. The rulers just melt, man, and this shows you how strong the sniper ability really is and why it needs to be nerfed. And I think at this point, Suppy has pretty much lost the game because QXC has double his supply. He took down his expansion over here. He took down all the broodlords, and all Suppy has right now is 47 drones, 8 lings, 3 infestors, nothing else. QXC has 27 marines, 1 raven, and 15 ghosts and 6 vikings, and that's going to be enough to take this game home. And it looks like QXC is going to take the win, and what a great game that was.
Yeah, moving forward into the next match, that was a wonderful game. And Cold, it will be you and Addicted casting, so welcome back, kind sir.